Joining me now is Dieter Krauth. He's the editor of Silver Stock Investor and the author of The Great Silver Bull. Great to see you, sir.
Thanks, Mark. Great to be here.
Yeah, speaking of bulls, we talked literally a year ago, that part of the conference floor where they have that big bull. Here we are in the Red Cloud booth. So the book's been out for more than a year now, I guess,
right.
Roughly. How's it done?
It's done well.
Yeah?
Appreciate that. I've got it in an audiobook version as well now since a little over a year. And I get great comments and people seem to enjoy it. And my goal was to really explain the opportunity in silver and make something very readable. And that's the kind of feedback I'm getting. So I'm really happy.
So it's been said that gold and silver reward investors infrequently, but when they do, they really reward investors. Lately, silver not so much. We stand here a year ago, and it really hasn't done much. Up and down in that 20 range, mid-20s.
Right.
So what do you think's happening right now? Is it being treated more as an industrial at this point?
It is. I like to say that, in fact, industrial has become more important. Last year, it was about 60% of the silver market. Silver demand was industrial. It's been growing for the last 10 years or so. And especially in the last three, it's really, you could see the last 3 years of overall demand has pushed up, and a lot of that has come from the industrial side. So that's definitely a factor that people have to consider. And last year, however, overall demand was down slightly from 2022, and that was what I'd call more investment demand. So you had silverware, silver jewelry, and physical investment. All three were down, but they were coming off of 2022, which were all-time record highs, each and every one of those three categories. So we had a bit of a reversion to the mean, and frankly, not all that surprising.
Right, okay. So it was pointed out to me recently, I hadn't really thought of this before, that when you look at silver historically, and you remove those big price spikes in 1979-80 when the Hunt brothers tried to corner the markets, and then 2011 when it went to nearly $50 an ounce, to remove those, it's actually steadily gone up to where it is now.
Right.
Is that a way to look at it and not be disappointed by its movement?
Yeah, I think it is more of a fair way, and I like to say that, and especially since silver has become more of an industrial metal, that the industrial demand helps to provide a rising floor under the price, and then it's going to be from time to time when investment demand starts to kick in that's going to be the wild card. That's really going to cause these future spikes in the silver price, and that's what's going to be really make it very rewarding for people who have patience. You really do. Silver's going to move when it's ready.
Right.
People have to be patient if they want to benefit from it. They have to take positions and be willing to sit and let that play out.
Right. That's hard to gauge if and when it's going to move.
That's right.
Do you have any sense of what the next couple of years look like, maybe?
I have some decent expectations for 2024. I think that a lot of people are saying, of course, gold tends to move first, silver follows with a lag. I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced that is necessarily going to be the case this time around. Initially, I think that, I'm of the camp that says when we either have clarity or of a first rate cut, or the actual first rate cut, that precious metals will start to move. And I think that silver will move. It's been consolidating for such a long time, last couple of years, 2-3 years. I think we're going to see a decent move in it, along with gold at the beginning. I think gold will probably move a little bit more, and then silver will play catch up as it always does. And then it's going to be even more rewarding than gold will be.
Okay, very good. And so our viewers love names, ideas. So one we talked about off air is Dolly Varden.
Right.
I've talked to Sean Kunkin before, a CEO, impressive guy. I think Frank Juicer's involved with that company.
Right.
That's one you like, correct?
It is. Great jurisdiction, the Golden Triangle. They've been growing by acquiring, putting a lot of holes in the ground, getting fantastic drill results, very high grade stuff, very much a mix of gold and silver. But even that still, if you look at the overall market, it still makes it what I would call a silver company, just because pure silver mines are extremely rare. And if you're somewhere around 50% or above in silver, it's easily considered a silver deposit or a silver mine. And they have very nice high grades. I think that's going to eventually get taken out.
And do you have a bonus name for us?
2 bonuses.
Okay, good.
So they're actually neighbors. So this is in Nevada. You have Black Rock Silver. They just did a big bought deal financing, $5 million, a lower valuation. And so actually anybody buying now is getting tremendous value just compared to a couple of years ago. The story's just gotten better. And they have 100 million ounces of very high grade silver. And so the east side of that same district is the Suma Silver. Now Suma has the Hughes project immediately east of the Tonopah, former Tonopah district, neighbors to Blackrock. And Suma also has a second, what I call flagship in New Mexico. And it's a very large high grade vein field. And that's a former producing mine going back almost a century, but they're using a lot of science to explore that and getting some tremendous results. They're drilling now. They started back in November, and certainly looking forward to a lot of very good results coming from them.
All right, 3 ideas, great stuff.
You bet.
Thank you, Peter.
Pleasure. Thanks, Mark.
Peter Krauth is the editor of Silver Stock Investor.